Here we are, we're ready to get started on our education roadmap page, and I have my mock-up pulled up here so we can look at the different sections that we need to insert in terms of our content. At the top, we have a nice large logo to head us off, and I paid a little bit of tribute to my alma mater, the SOU Raiders. This is a PNG image with no background and a transparent background so that it can go in any kind of background that I choose. And for you at the top here as a year two student, what we would like you to do is to put your logo up here of the school that you plan to attend next year, and underneath maybe just do a quick update in terms of description of the university and why you're going, why you're choosing it, that kind of thing. You don't need to go through last year's whole research piece and redo that whole thing, but what we'd like to see is some kind of intro here at the top. As a user, when you come to it, it's pretty clear what's going on here at the top of your education roadmap page. Following that is a new section for year two, which is finding ways to pay for college that you don't have to pay for it out of your pocket. And so this is a whole section on scholarships and work study and grants. That is also located in your content section from the portfolio piece. And then scrolling all the way down, we have the last section, which is ways to pay for college where you do have to pay for it eventually. So those come in the forms of Stafford unsubsidized parent loans, Stafford subsidized loans, and those things. These are just quick little information pieces, and these links would go to, if I click on here, that link would go to opening up in a new tab, would go to the federal student aid page and describing a Stafford loan. So this tutorial will focus on the first part of this, the intro piece, and then the second part of the scholarships, work study and grants section, and then the next tutorial will focus on the featured content of the loan section. So let's get started. We're going to tab over to our Dreamweaver, and in my files panel over here on the left hand side, I'm going to double click and open the education roadmap section and scroll down and locate where that's going to go. We already have a content main wrap top in there, div class content main contain. Most of the styling for these sections are done for us. We're gonna enter most of the content first and then see how it looks and then make any adjustments as we go along. So the first piece is going to be an image, and I'm going to locate where that main contain div container starts, and I'm going to place my cursor right after that div tag, opening div tag there, and hit the enter return key and then tab in between those two, the closing and the opening div tag there. I'm going to go ahead and link this image up to the actual website that the school goes to, or the school image that I'm placing in there. So I'm going to start this off with the A element. So left caret A href, and I'm just going to type in the full URL here so that it will go directly to that website. You can copy and paste. That's what I would recommend. And then after the quotation mark at the end there, hit the space bar, and I'm going to set this so the website opens up in a new tab. So I'm going to type in target and then select blank. That'll open it up in a new page, and then hit your right caret and then left caret / to close out that tag. So I'm going to move my cursor in between the opening A element and the closing A element there, and then I type in left caret to start my image here. So I'm going to type in ING and space and then SRC for source, and I'm going to hit the enter return key to browse for it in my files. And I've already created this image prior to this in my mock-up, and I resized it to fit all the way across my design here. It's a 940 pixel wide image, and so I'm just going to open that and link it that way. And then next, don't forget to add the alt tag to it, and I'm just going to type in Southern Oregon University there, and then after that quotation mark, make sure you get the / and the right caret to close that line out for the image. Below this image is going to go a short description about the what I'm doing at this university, and just kind of an intro piece. So I'm going to hit the enter return key, left caret, it's just going to be a paragraph. And so left caret forward slash again there to close that paragraph tag out. And I have a Word document up so I can copy some of this text directly into my piece. So I'm going to pull that up. You're going to just see some ipsum lorem here, and I'm just going to copy a section of that to put into for my tutorial, and then locate that right in between the opening and closing tag there, and then paste it in there. So that's going to do it for this section right in here. And so next I need to move on to the gray section below for my scholarship piece. So I'm going to locate that closing div tag of my content main wrap top and place my cursor right after that closing div tag. Then I'm going to hit the enter return key, and I'm going to go ahead and continue with my practice of clearing that section just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to insert that break class of clear again. You're kind of should be used to that by now. And then enter return key one more time. And now I'm going to enter in my secondary div container, my div wrapper first. So left caret div class, and then content secondary. And in this, don't forget that this is the wrap. This is the one that goes 100% across our page and goes on in infinity. And left caret forward slash, and then move my cursor up and then tab in to indicate that this next one is nested. So left caret div class again, and then this is content secondary main, or secondary contain, sorry, content secondary contain, and this is the one that is limiting the 940 pixels and centers within our page. So I'm going to hit the enter return key a couple more times, and then left caret forward slash. Alright, and then move my cursor up there and then tab in. So I have some different sections here. The first thing I need to put in is a heading 1 tag though, so I'm going to type in left caret heading 1 and then left caret forward slash, and this is going to be scholarships, comma, work study, and I'm going to use the ampersand and grants. And then I'm just going to tab over real quick and show you what we're working with. And the first one's going to be the Creator Foundation Scholarship. That's a heading 2. We have a little bit of a description about that scholarship, and then we have some eligibility requirements, in which might just be a sentence. And then you're supposed to research another scholarship in which you were eligible for, eligibility requirements. Following that, we have a little bit of a work study piece there underneath. That's a heading 2. A description of what you could do there, pay, hours a week, and then eligibility requirements, and then same thing for the Pell Grant, which is an H2, all the way down there. Same kind of deal. So I'm going to go through in my piece, and I'm just going to start filling in some of those things, and I'm going to use my ipsum lorem or lorem ipsum text to fill out some of that text there. You can go through and copy and paste some of that research that you already have for that. To fill it out. So right after my H1 here, I'm going to hit the enter return key and then left caret H2, and this one's going to be the Creator Foundation, and left caret forward slash, and then I have a paragraph, and I'm going to open up my Word document again. Bring that up, I minimized it. I'm just going to do a shorter sentence here, just so I save some room and time for you this tutorial. So you might want to write a couple sentences for this. So I'm going to hit Control C or Command C from the top, and then paste that into my paragraph tag. And then following that paragraph tag, locate the end closing piece there, hit the enter return key, and then an H3, left caret forward slash to close it out, and I'm going to type in eligibility requirements. And then following that H3 is going to be another paragraph tag. So I'm going to hit the enter return key after that closing H3, left caret paragraph, and then left caret forward slash to close that out. And I'm going to open up my Word document again, and I'm going to take a different section of my ipsum lorem and just grab a shorter line here and Control C that, pull that out, and then paste that back into my paragraph. So that'll end my Creator Foundation scholarship piece there, and enter return after that closing paragraph tag, and then I'm going to type in another H2, and this will be another scholarship in which you should have researched. So presidential scholarship, left caret forward slash. And what I'm going to do is, to save time for this tutorial, I'm just going to grab the same section above for the Creator Foundation, where it starts out as the paragraph, eligibility requirements, and then that second description. I'm going to copy and paste those below to save some time here in our tutorial. Paste that in there, and so now I have my two pieces going on. I have Creator Foundation, eligibility requirements. We are going to have to do some styling, I can see that already, but not much. Looks like we have some spacing things that we want to work out. So I have the Creator Foundation, the Presidential Scholarship, tab over a little bit here, and I'm going to hit the enter return key. And our next piece, and if you would like to separate some of your sections here so you know what's what, go ahead and do another enter return there, so you have kind of a blank space between our next section, which is going to be work study. So left caret H2, type in work study, left caret forward slash. And for this one we have a description, a paragraph description. So again, I'm going to pop over to my Word document and pull a quick sentence out, and I'm just going to grab one at random. Control C that, minimize, and type in a left caret P, left caret forward slash, move my cursor in between, and then Control V that, or Command V, and then at the end of that closing tag, hit the enter return key. Also type in a paragraph tag, left caret forward slash. Maybe we do this as a bold, so I'm going to type in the strong tag, left caret forward slash, and then move my cursor in between that and type in pay colon, and then do a space, and probably be a good idea to put an and space in there real quick, just so I know that these two things are separated. Type in the strong tag again, left caret forward slash, move my cursor in between, and then I'm going to type in hours a week and colon. And we also have an eligibility requirements piece to go right below that, so I'm going to highlight and copy from the previous one. So highlight that, Control C, Command C, and then right underneath that paragraph paste that in there. So I've got my work study piece in there, and next is our Pell Grant, or a grant section. So I'm going to hit the enter return key 2 times so I can show that I have 3 very distinct things in my content in here. It just makes it easier to find it later on. This is going to be another H2, and we're going to type in Pell Grant, left caret forward slash. We need to type in a description, and we have a maximum amount piece to put in there, and also eligibility requirements. So I'm going to hit the enter return key and pop open my Word document one more time, locate a second sentence that I can grab for a description. Let's grab something about that long there, and Control C, tab over to Dreamweaver, and then left caret paragraph, right caret, left caret forward slash, close that out, and then Control V or Command V, and then after that paragraph hit the enter return key. And for this one we're going to type in a left caret P, right caret, left caret forward slash, and then we're going to add that strong tag again to bold this section, left caret forward slash, to close that strong statement out, and move your cursor in between, and I'm going to type in maximum amount, and then following that, and then a colon, and then following that paragraph, that closing paragraph tag, we have eligibility requirements also. So I'm going to hit the enter return key, and I'm going to copy and paste a section from above again, Command C, Control C, to speed up our tutorial in here, and then paste that in there. Okay, so let's double check to see what we've got in our design here. We've got our Creator Foundation piece, eligibility requirements, scholarship, work study, and our Pell Grant is not showing up. Oh, there it goes. I just clicked on it and it just popped in there. Okay, so there are some things that I do want to do in terms of styling this section. So let's pop back into our code real quick, and we're going to jump into our style sheet. I want to locate that secondary container section, those secondary container styles, and there it is. There's my comment, and I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to locate the H2 because I want to actually put my paragraph styling right after the H2. So I'm going to click there and hit the enter return key a couple of times, and I'm going to type in period content, and then I can go ahead and select that from my list here. So content secondary contain paragraph, and open up a curly brace and hit the enter return key. We're going to adjust our margin, the same kind of treatment that we've done with our other heading elements. So 15 pixels on top, 0, 0, 0, left, right, bottom, left, and then we want to do line height. Adjust our line height, sorry, not line width, to 1.5 EM, and then enter return, and then right curly brace. So let's go ahead and save this real quick and then jump over to our design and see what we have here. I think we might want to adjust this H3. I'm a little nervous because I don't know if we use this H3 somewhere else. We might in our later tutorial, and that might affect what we use here. So, but let's go ahead and adjust that. Let's go ahead and go back into our code here and locate the H2. And underneath the H2 closing curly brace, let's hit the enter return key and then type in the period and then content and select content secondary contain. And H3, open up a curly brace, same treatment here, margin 15 pixels, 0, 0, 0. And then on this piece we can go ahead and adjust our font size if we would like. Let's go ahead and do something like 1.2 EM. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And then right curly brace. Save our work. Didn't save, there we go. Pop over, and that looks better. It's a little bit more spaced out now. Let's wrap up this section. I think it's good. Make sure you hit file and save all before you continue on to the next section. Alright, we're going to round out this tutorial with our third section down here in the bottom, highlighting different types of loans that we can do, and we're going to use those featured columns like we did in our index page or home page at the bottom there.